Welcome back. This looks like my front porch from Jones Dairy Farm. But in fact, we're on a different map here. I found this little indie map. I can't remember the name of the modding company. You have to forgive me for that one. But it's called Glen Isla in Perthshire, Scotland. It's a very it's not a very big map. It's just a regular sized map. It's small. It's got some good attention to detail. I thought we'd give it a try. I have been on the map for about an hour, kind of prepping things. I put a couple fields together. They're very small, so I've worked the map for about an hour. I said in the last video that I wasn't against working hard for it and you know, basically starting from scratch, which is what I've done. I have put a house and everything in here. You start with basically nothing except a few pieces of equipment. I sold most of that equipment off and have leased everything. I changed the silo out to my modded silo. I put the house in. Let's take a look here. Basically, I have you know, put a few things in, like I like that Victorian house. That's why it looked the same. And I put that garage in, and I changed the silo for my modded silo. I put this in. You start with this field. I believe you start. I haven't bought any fields. You start with 1, 2, 3, and 4, and yeah, like I say, I sold off the some of the equipment they gave you, which was, you know, nothing special per se, and have leased somewhat better equipment. This actually was just one square little field here. I kind of extended where it's white, except for maybe this area here, maybe the little end at the top there. But I basically carved open that a little bit to increase the land mass. And this was fields 2, 3, and 4, and I just joined them all together here with the plow. And this field, which was 4, had this crop on it. So basically, I've just started harvesting it. I lease, or that is the harvester that came with the map. Same with the John Deere, came with the map, but I sold the seeder and everything that they had and leased a bunch of different equipment. I didn't, I had to lease the plow, the lime spreader, and the forage wagon here. It came, like I say, it came with the John Deere. So what we're going to do is we're just going to finish, or allow the worker to finish doing what he was doing here. And you can tell I have $47,000, so we're going to be slugging it out here. I'll just give you a basic flyover of the map here. It is kind of a pretty map. You know, it's not huge. It's not got great big fields on it, but for solo play, or, you know, a small multiplayer, you know, for there's a couple of different farms on here. There's the red dot is farm area 1, the yellow dot is farm area 2. Okay, so there's 2 farms on here. So if you had a friend, yeah, you could both play on the same map here. We'll go over here and check out this other farm here. It's just a farm area, okay, because you didn't get any real equipment. That's the BGA down beneath us here. I can't say as I, let me just fix this. Got my player camera putting me through the ground. I haven't experimented with this at all, okay, but this is going to be the second farm area that a person could, you know, put a house on and a barn and whatever have you. I don't think you own any fields on that side, but you know, it's got some texture to it, doesn't it? You know, even driving the roads, it's got a nice feel to it. I just thought it looked neat, you know. So I thought, okay, you know, I said in the other episode that I wasn't against, you know, working hard for it and basically starting from scratch, which is what I'm doing. So this fella has pretty much finished. I need a loading wagon. So what we'll do is I'll put this fella to work here. We'll get him. Oh, actually, sorry. No, we need to finish picking up that hay first. So I'll pick up the straw, pardon me, not hay. Oops. So I'll pick this up first, and then I'll move the harvester. And actually, I do have a loading wagon. I'm sorry, I do have one. I don't know how big it is, though. I was going to go and lease a set of the SEK 802s that I was using on Jones Dairy Farm. I quite like those. Like I say, when you can mod your own equipment, you know, for capacity and stuff like that. Whatever, you know, is convenient and works for you at the time, right? I just like the look of it. I like the feel of driving it around, and never had one of these harvesters before. This is, I don't even know how you say it here. Rothel Smash or Rostlum. How do you say that? Rost Slamash. Rostlmash. Man, that's a tongue twister for me. We'll get the pipe out on this one in anticipation of having a loading wagon to unload it into. I think I might try what they gave me here. It's over in the farmyard there. Oops, I need to turn it on. Now, as I'm using my modded silo, I am able to put this straw in that one. We'll have to see if this map, if it'll accept hay and grass as well. So there's nothing in this silo. There was in the one that I sold. It had like, you know, like 8,000 liters of everything in there. But I sold it, and it did give me the money for what was in there, which was nice of them. I don't think they had to do that. So we'll park this thing here. We'll grab onto this loading wagon. I just think the map looks really nice, you know. It's got that Shire feel. Perthshire, Scotland is where we are, so it is a shire, you know. Anyways, it's an indie map. That's what I call this, indie. I've never heard of this modding company or modding group, shall we say. I take it they're in the UK. Whoops, come on. I take it they're in the UK somewhere. Okay, so this thing holds 39,000 liters. There's nothing wrong with that. So just for the time being here, I'm going to put this into the silo. And we will park this loading wagon as well. I thought I sold that cedar. Sure, that's a cedar. I don't know. I don't recognize even the look of it. It looks like a cedar to me. I've always used the Pronto 9DC, or even the case, like from FS17. I was using the case. You know, what is it? A 24-meter cart air cedar, they called it, or something like that. And of course, the Amazon. And then there's one more bigger one there. I forget what it's called. Okay, so I can go and hook this back. Oh no, I'm sorry. What I was going to do was I don't need that loading wagon right now. So I'll just hook back onto the line spreader here. And of course, we will be using all my mods and tricks, but we're not cheating with the money or, you know, loading up the money in the XML or any of that. Move this over here, and then we will put that plow to work to finish this off. And I will set up a course for the lime spreader here on the course play here momentarily. But I need to get a big chunk of this out of the way here first. No errors in this map, which is good. I got no trouble holding my frame rate on here. And yeah, that's a good thing. A lot of maps, you'd be surprised, your frame rate goes to hell in a handbasket simply because there's problems with the map, or doesn't necessarily have to be an error either. There's certain things that'll kill your frame rate, which is to say, in the end, all maps are not equal. And this one, no problem. But I like the look of it. I like the feel of it. Very green. I like that. I guess that's one of the reasons why I'm not so interested in like even Giants map, Estancia Lapacho. I've never played it. I didn't have a will to play it. Red dirt, you know, and some palm trees it looked like, or something like that. I mean, I guess if you're from South America, that makes you feel like home. Well, I'm not from South America. And I don't know, it just didn't feel very farmy to me, you know. There are farmers in my family. Or there were. Well, no, there still are, I guess. I'm not a young fella anymore, so. I know my grandfather had a dairy farm and a farm and had uncles that did it. And out in the Canadian wheat basket, the bread basket. Okay. Anyways, we'll just park this fella out of the way for the moment. And let's plot a course for our lime spreader here. Now I had one stored in here. Or no, I didn't. Okay. Like I said, I played the map for about an hour prior to this. I also put the seed, fertilizer, and lime station in. Not one for going for the bags from the store. And this is now going to be field 2. I'm curious as to whether or not it's going to plot the new extended field. Let's find out. And that will be a counterclockwise direction, and we'll set it to turn, generate the course, and yes, it did. I'm really glad, because I tried to do it on field 1 where I had carved it open in here, and it just didn't want to see it. Maybe restarting the game and allowing the course play to recalculate the fields was the ticket. So that looks to be our course. I'll double check our speeds for turns and everything. Yeah, that looks reasonable. Now this lime spreader will do 35. It's pre-modded. But I knocked it back to 25 for these small fields. 35 would be kind of ridiculous. I notice even on the small roads driving in and out of town, you know, anything much over 35, 40 kilometers an hour in a tractor, and you're moving real quick. You know, these narrow little roads, it's not a great big map anyways, so for the sake of feel and everything, I've kind of topped myself out at 35 on the roads and 25 in the fields. Okay, so we'll start at the first waypoint, and it is set for lime. Everything looks good. We'll set the course to go. We no longer need these. So you see your start and your end point. And we'll just let this fella do his thing. Yeah, I'm so happy. In the last couple days, course play has become really usable now with the solving of the turns. Now, I kind of went out on a limb on the last episode saying that you know, things had completely been solved, but they weren't, because it was solved for me on the map I was on. I was having no issues in any of the fields for it to do headlands or turns. But there was a couple of maps where it was pointed out it wasn't working. We worked on that yesterday, or shall I say they worked on it, and I helped supplying some testing and some observations, and they looked at those videos as well as the logs and debugging that I provided to them, and they fixed it. So I'm hoping that nobody else is going to see that problem, but I can't guarantee that, depending on the map and the field you're in. But so far, aside from that one field on Estancia Lapacho, which has now been solved, I haven't seen a problem with it in almost 15 hours of gameplay. So maybe I'm just lucky, or maybe it's actually really solved now. So we'll let this fella continue on. We don't need to sit here and watch him per se. So let's, what can we do? Well, let's move this fella out of the way. I don't think there's anything else for you to harvest. Let's double check that. I like the background of this too. I just think that's neat. I don't know. I don't think it's original, but I've never had one where I used it. And there it is, Perthshire, Scotland. I've never had one like this ever before, so yeah. Okay, so I don't own field 9. I own fields 1, 2, 3, 4, and 6. I don't own 5 either. I thought I did. There's nothing on there per se anyways, but we're going to have to make a go of it what we have here. Maybe I should get some chickens, eh? That's a good, easy start for some cheap start to get some money going. Well, I'll put this back in there. I can't make it through that gate, unfortunately. The gate is kind of small. Let me show you. I don't think this will fit through there. I haven't tried, but it doesn't look like it's gonna do it. Oh! We didn't need the paint on the side of it anyways, but it fit. That was great. The hedges all have collisions on them, and there is a bunch of them. Now if you want to use the Giants editor and take some of them out, which I might end up doing, just because like right here you can get through, but there's a hedge right, is it there? Yes, but just over here you can get through. I don't think you can paint them out. I don't think you can, because I know it does tend to change the terrain. I wonder if you could. Let's find out. Let's go to landscaping, and we will switch to painting mode with X. And we will use the tab to switch to some kind of really grassy looking type grass. Is there a really grassy one? Or maybe we should just use the dirt, because it looks like an entrance to a field there. And let's make our brush size smaller. Get a little closer so I can see what I'm doing here. Let's go in here and just make this some dirt in here. Don't want to make it look too straight. Yeah, see, it's not going to paint out the hedge, but at least it defined it for me so you could actually see it better. Yeah, it won't paint it out. Just kind of sketchy it in here a little bit. That's the driveway coming in from the main road there. Okay, so let's get out of here. Now, is that dirt or mud? I thought I was putting dirt down. Oh well, if it looks a little muddy, that's fine. Looks like wet, sandy dirt. I'm not sure. Anyways, that's fine. It doesn't actually look like dirt though, does it? Ah, darn it all anyways. I'll fix that later. That's like watching paint dry, isn't it? Okay, so how's our lime guy doing here? Very nicely, very nicely. Okay, happy about that. I guess we could, oh, at the shop, I have a seeder. So let's jump in this tractor and take a drive through the nice Shire down to the shop. Very nice in here. Look, nothing's coming. Yeah, 45 is plenty fast on these small little roads. Need to take a look there. Oh, yeah, could have gone that way, but I better slow down going through town. Don't wanna, oh, they got speed bumps anyways. I never noticed that. There's little speed bumps in there. I think that's the sell point there. Wasn't on the cruise control there, so I was up to 67. Good thing the policeman wasn't there to give me a ticket. Here's the shop here. The John Deere dealer. I've never known a John Deere dealer that sells anything else than John Deere. So we'll get our cedar. Color matching, of course. Okay, we have our cedar, and away we go. Again, boy oh boy, I got a lead foot, let me tell you. Is that deer crossing? Oh no. Okay. So this is what it looks like in Scotland, does it? Well, you know what? It looks like that where I live here. I live on the west coast of Canada. in a bedroom community of Vancouver, which is right on the Pacific Ocean. Beautiful in here. Lots of clean water, lots of freshwater lakes, and just beautiful country in here. Some of the most rugged terrain in the world just north of Vancouver in the mountains there. Part of the coastal mountain range. But this is what it looks like literally just outside my door here. Same kind of trees, same rolling tight grass look like that. Little streams everywhere. Oh, I missed the driveway. I've done that before. I got to get used to that, which is it's a hard turnaround up there. It's not a big wide area to get turned around in. I like the driveway coming in here too. It feels very neat. Anyway, so let's put this fella to work and see if it will plot the course now that I've restarted the course plate. Remember, this was one field, but there was a great big green patch here that I decided to carve in. This was just a square field. Rectangular, I guess you'd say. So we'll set it up for a headland. Let's start with, does it even see the field? Now I have plowed it and limed it. The lime is over here too, but it already got plowed in. Okay, so let's start with, and if you didn't know this, I always use oilseed radish. Why? Because I don't have to use any fertilizer beyond what the planters use. I don't have to come back and spray or anything. And the reason is you put oilseed radish is a fertilizing vegetation. As soon as the green comes through the soil, you just use your drill seed and whatever you're putting in, corn, sunflower, whatever, plant it, and you're at 100% fertilization, and you don't have to come back to spray it or anything like that. You just plant and go. All right, so let's see what we have here for, what field is this again? 2, I believe? No, it's 1. Okay, so let's set up field 1 with 2, because it's so curvy. I'm going to use 2 headland passes, and again it'll be counterclockwise, and we will turn, and we'll generate the course. And does it? Yes, it does. All right, cool. So it is picking up the entire, well, I can't really see that because of that tree, but right off into the corner what I've added to this field. And I've got everything selected. Let's just double check my speed. I'm going to slow the field speed down on this field just simply because it's so tight in here. Give it half a chance. We'll even knock that back 1 more. Okay, and we are set up for a sprayer, activated, and we'll start at the first waypoint, and we'll drive the course. This is what I was talking about in my last episode, where if you have like odd shaped fields and stuff like that, the AI is pretty useless, to be honest. I think we can speed that up just a little bit. Yeah, that's plenty. Now he is still kind of smoothing a little bit there because there's not really a turn to be made. But that's fair enough. This is the beauty of course play. And it is a beautiful thing. They're still, fine tuning a little bit. Like this will change. They will actually make sure, I think, to turn a little wider in some of these turns so it doesn't look like it's smoothing. But that's fine tuning. Remember, course play is still in beta, and they're working out the big problems first, and then they'll come back and start really fine tuning it to get rid of some of the little glitchy things. Predominantly though, it works very well, and yeah, I'm happy about that. I'm happy about this, that it's doing its transitional turns now, its headlands and everything else. It's almost set it and forget it now. At least that's my experience with it. So I'm curious, what's he gonna do here? What's he supposed to do here? I need to look at the course here. Okay, so I have two headlands selected, just to try and smooth it out a little bit, give him some more room to work with for the up downs. Being that it's such an odd shape, and you can see where it meets up in the top area of the field, it would be kind of awkward for him. And I'll tell you what, let's take this one down. We'll put this one up. How's that? You can sort of see where he's at. Again, you know, if I'm all for feedback. Am I giving too much information? Am I too, you know, not that it's so technical, but am I basically leaning towards the technical more than the farming? I'm open to feedback. Am I spending too much time on one subject like course play, or are you watching this because of the course play? The only kind of bad feedback is no feedback, in my opinion, within reason. You know, I mean, there's so many shills out there. But no, if you're respectful, I'm open to anything anybody has to say. And if you're one of my 5 subscribers, I'm hoping you're going to say something. Let me know, why did you subscribe? You know, I'm curious to know, like, what did I do, or what's happening here that caught your interest? That'll help me find more people that are interested, hopefully. Anyways, we'll just allow this guy to do his thing. And I think I'm going to call that one a wrap. And we'll pick up either the Jones Dairy Farm next. I think I'm going to alternate, is my plan. I'm between the Jones Dairy Farm and Glen Isla, Perthshire, Scotland. So that's it for now. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.